Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the SpongeBob Month 2022. It's 2023, actually. Keep forgetting that it's not 2022 anymore, mainly because it's January, and January will do that to you. Uh, Welcome to the penultimate episode of SpongeBob Month 2022, and today we will be doing a vlog on the recently released SpongeBob crossover special, The Tidal Zone. Tidal Zone is the first big crossover between all three SpongeBob shows. That being, of course, SpongeBob SquarePants, but also Camp Coral SpongeBob's Underyears and The Patrick Star Show. That is not to say that these shows have never crossed over. Obviously, they all have similar characters, but the Camp Coral character Narlene and Camp Coral itself made appearances in the main SpongeBob SquarePants in one or two episodes in season 13. And Patrick's dad, who was created for the Patrick Star Show, has made an episode appearance in Camp Coral. This is the first time all three shows have crossed over together. Now SpongeBob can join the ranks of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man as the franchise that likes to cross over with itself. I also point out that this is far from the first SpongeBob crossover. Obviously, you have all of those Nicktoons crossover video games, such as Nicktoons Unite, Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island, Nicktoons Racers, uh, Battle of the Toy Bots, Globs of Doom, Nicktoons NBA, or not NBA, Nicktoons MLB, and Nicktoons All Star Brawl. We even have the recent trilogy of revivals from Nickelodeon kart racers. Wish they got my boy Garfield and JoJo Siwa. Let's not forget about that part. In terms of television, SpongeBob has had actual crossovers. And I'm not just talking about those little bumpers that Nickelodeon would make a lot of that featured a bunch of different characters from different shows to come together. I'm talking about an actual episode of television. In the Big Time Rush episode, Big Time Beach Party, Patchy the Pirate actually plays a pretty prominent role in the episode. Steven Hillenburg also wanted no crossovers, but whatever. As for the content and the quality of the Tidal Zone, it's not very good. As you can tell by the title of it, pun not intended, this special is meant to be a parody of the classic 1950s anthology science fiction series, The Twilight Zone. We even have the French narrator character, Frenchie, serve as the Rod Serling to this special. Even one scene in the special that parodies Night Gallery, Rod Serling's other anthology series after The Twilight Zone. What a weird reference to throw into your children's show. Like, an obscure science fiction anthology series that only lasted like 2 seasons from the 70s. Like, kids will love that. In this episode, there are 5 segments in total: 2 SpongeBob SquarePants segments, 2 Patrick Star Show segments, and only 1 Camp Coral segment. The first segment is an episode of The Patrick Star Show, and I made it clear in my review that my light sucks. I made it clear in my review that I am not a very big fan of the Patrick Star Show. I just think it's unfunny. It's way too wacky. There's like no substance to it, and there really should be some rules to it. And it kind of justifies its existence as its own show, unlike Camp Coral, but it's still not very good. And Patrick's just way too stupid. And this episode certainly does feel like an episode of the Patrick Star Show. Although you gotta admit, you gotta admire the fact that for both the Patrick Star Show and this specific segment to begin with, it is a great excuse for the writers to do literally whatever they want. And they do definitely do get creative with this segment in particular, where the whole Star family is shrunken down, and Grandpat thinks that they're parasites, so he tries to kill them. I don't know what that has to do with Patrick running a TV show, but it's creative. Now, it's this segment that shows us Grandpat entering into a doorway that sends him through the multiverse, or the Tidal zone. Multiverse stories are freaking everywhere these days. God! Why is everybody suddenly feeling the need to have a big grand crossover between different IPs and characters, or the same IPs and characters? Like, why does absolutely everything need to revolve around the multiverse? Or wait, what? Well, hi there. Anyway, the next segment is a SpongeBob SquarePants episode that is entirely robots. We get to see Bikini Bottom as if they are robots. And here's the thing: the robot or futuristic world, like, that has definitely not been done in a million other multiverse stories, like, ever made. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. They give the characters pun names. Like, there's SpongeBob, or there's Sandroid, and there's even Patron, a character from the Patrick Star Show. I guess this is canonically the universe where he comes from, because like Patron travels space and time and all that stuff. Like, makes sense. But the weird thing about it is that Patron has a kind of like a uh, 1960s Rocky and Bullwinkle, uh, Gerald McBoing Boing type design, while the other characters are just the typical SpongeBob design, but they're robots. So, kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. But anyway, yeah, they all have pun names, but sometimes they get super duper lazy. Like Gary, just robot Gary. Okay, that can kind of be funny if they just have like SpongeBob, or Sandroid, or Robo Gary. Like that can be funny. That can be funny if they do it just once. Only if they do it once. Only if they do it once. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about the robot segment. Here's the thing. They don't call Plankton Planktron. They call him Plankbot. Planktron was right there. Why didn't you use it? That's perfect. And Squidward is like Squidbot or whatever. Like, okay, I don't know what robot pun name you would give Squidward. Maybe like Squid. I I'm struggling to think of it right now. But come on, Planktron was right there, and they don't give Mr. Krabs a robot pun name. They don't like they don't say his name at all. But you could have called him like Mr. Cog or something. Like, my God, these robot names. So enough of me playing about the names. The segment itself is actually about basically a typical day with Krusty Krab, only they're robots. And Gary follows SpongeBob to work, and Gary just goes all haywire because robot malfunction, kills the Lagoon, summons the infamous Sandroid, who's like a freaking kaiju in this universe, and then they all get eaten by Sandroid. The end. Oh, wow. That's quite crazy, I might say so myself. Like, quite intense. And also throughout all the segments, all the segments, uh, we see Grandpat just riding on his little scooter, electric scooter, and just observing the craziness. Yeah. Hey, what you doing here, my guy? This is sort of my show. This is my show you're doing right here. Now, I don't think I really approve of you or anybody else just coming in and invading my perf. Oh, hello there. So, what are you into? You into like tax fraud or whatever? Like, what are you doing here? Can you guys? Right. Now then there's the Cape Coral segment. The Cape Coral segment, see, that is where Patrick and Karen switch bodies. They switch their brains. We see Patrick act all smart, talk like Karen. We see Karen act all dumb, talk like Patrick. Now, why couldn't this be an episode of SpongeBob or a normal episode? Well, I don't know. I don't know why this needed to be in the title zone. Why this needed to be Camp Coral. I just don't know. You don't know whatsoever, man. I do not know. I do not know the point of Camp Coral outside of money. Uh, just make it episodes of SpongeBob. Just, why don't you just do that? Just do that, and everyone will be happy. Uh, I sort of agree with the plant. I don't understand the point of Camp Coral. And here's the thing with the special. Here's the thing. SpongeBob is a weird show. It is a weird franchise. And if you make a special that is inherently designed to be as weird as possible, I expect concepts to be as weird and out there as possible. But given on how weird the show has gotten, especially lately, this this special just seems tame by comparison. For instance, let's go ahead and look at the next segment. Now, this is about Mr. Krabs installing a payphone in the Krusty Krab. Oh yeah, you're still here. Get out of here. So the payphone is wait, what's going on here? How about
Hello there, everybody. I'm a lamp, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on the fourth and penultimate segment of the title zone. Now, with this segment, Mr. Krabs installs a payphone into the Krusty Krab, even though this was released in 2023 and payphones have been dead for years. Although Mr. Krabs seems to be the type of person who would pay people to make phone calls in his restaurant. So, basically, what happens is that there's a demon living inside the payphone, and when Mr. Krabs answers the payphone, he's pretty much saying the demon is pretty much making Mr. Krabs, due to mind control, say stuff like give away all your money and give Krabby Patties out for free. SpongeBob goes ahead and does that thing because he's listening to his boss, but once Mr. Krabs gets out of the trance, Krabs is like, no, don't give away patties for free, don't give away all my money. And so Krabs figures out that there is a demon inside of the payphone, and then somehow through a friggin' staring contest, the demon ends up replacing Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs ends up replacing the demon in the payphone, and the demon also managed to trick Krabs into giving Plankton the Krusty Krab. And okay, remember in the first SpongeBob movie where Plankton got a hold of the Krabby Patty formula, and Bikini Bottom was just worse for it. It was dystopian. It was complete hell. Bikini Bottom was. Here, Plankton just becomes in charge of the Krusty Krab, and nothing changed. Like SpongeBob and Squidward don't even react to it at all. Like Squidward, I understand, but SpongeBob, he just does nothing. He's like, whatever you say, Mr. Plankton, whatever you want to do. It's just like, what? I mean, technically, the show has done this type of thing before, with the algae's always greener, but that was meant to be like an alternate reality. Oh, what if Plankton was the runner of the Krusty Krab and Krabs was the villain? It was literally a role reversal. But like, I don't know, man. This segment just confuses the crap out of me, and it's just not weird enough for the special that was promoted to be really weird. Like, I'd have to say that the episode where SpongeBob eats a moldy Krabby Patty and hallucinates that a giant guinea pig is giving him big old hugs, and then the other residents of Bikini Bottom eat that moldy Krabby Patty and see the same guinea pig, and then the guinea pig starts eating everybody, is a lot weirder than Crab switches places with a demon, or a robot reality, or Karen and Patrick switch bodies. Like, wasn't this supposed to be a weird alternate reality situation? Like, what is wrong with this special? Like, what is wrong with the SpongeBob writers? Like, oh my God, has working on so many shows at the same time just destroyed their creative process? Hey, Lamp. Hey, Lamp. What do you want from me? What is it? Hey, Lamp. I think maybe you should take a timeout and we should just finish reviewing the special. Um, I think we should do that. I think all of us should come together and we should give our final thoughts on the title zone. But wait, we haven't even finished it yet. Still that there's still that final segment. You know, the final segment with Grandpat. There's that final segment with Grandpat, and he's traveling through the multiverse where he doesn't encounter any creative realities. He just goes into the SpongeBob theme song, replaces SpongeBob in the theme song, and then a Western universe. Then he goes back to a universe where all the Patrick Star Show characters are flies. That's it. That's the special. Like, what even is this? What even is this? Honestly, I have to agree with all those other weirdos that just showed up. Why? Like, if you're not gonna go super out there, super crazy, like how season 11 has been, or even season 12, then what is even the point? What is even the point of this whole entire special if you're not gonna do anything fun or creative with it? Like, I guess it's creative a little bit, but definitely nothing out of the ordinary for SpongeBob. Although this does propose one interesting theory that all of the existing SpongeBob shows actually exist in their own universe and are not one continuous timeline. Now, this is not to say that. Now, here's the thing. Saying that these shows exist in their own universes does actually not contradict what's presented in the episodes that already crossed over with each and every show. Like, Narlene can still exist in SpongeBob SquarePants, and so can Camp Coral, but that doesn't mean that Camp Coral, the series, happened in the SpongeBob timeline. And Patrick's dad could still show up in Camp Coral, but that does not mean that the Patrick Star Show happens in the Camp Coral timeline. Now, maybe all of these universes had, like, say,
SpongeBob SquarePants happen eventually. But I think this was probably a unique way for the writers to just acknowledge the continuity errors because remember Camp Coral tried to explain the continuity errors as well with Sandy being a time traveler or whatever or like interacting with her future self. But that doesn't explain why everyone else from SpongeBob's life is suddenly at Camp Coral. And so saying that that is simply an alternate universe would make a lot more sense. Same with Patrick's parents suddenly looking radically different and his sister not being Sam and instead this squid named Squidina. Uh, so that would explain the continuity errors. That would explain the biggest criticisms that people has had with this TV show, other than denying the Steven Hillenburg's wishes or what the frick is even the point. It would explain those things, and while also still allowing them to have crossovers with each other. But overall, the special itself is nothing really to write home about. For the first official SpongeBob crossover with the characters, this felt very underwhelming. And hopefully, if these three shows decide to cross over with each other in the future, or if the SpongeBob team decide to cross over with another Nickelodeon show or even another Paramount show, it will be a lot more fun, a lot more creative, and just generally a lot better than what they put out with Camp Coral. Not Camp Coral, than what they put out with the Tidal Zone. Camp Coral is still not a very good show. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. What do you guys think of it? What do you guys think of the Tidal Zone? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you a little in between? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified of when future videos are uploaded. And last year, I had a subscriber goal that if the channel managed to reach 300 subscribers by the end of the year, then I would make one giant video reviewing every single SpongeBob video game. We did not reach that goal. But since it is still SpongeBob month, I actually want to change that. I'm going to change that. I want to give you guys a little extra time to get me to that 100 subscriber or 300 subscriber goal. So, you guys have till the end of February. We don't have that many days in January left. And I want to get this video up weeks ago for you guys to get time. So, I figured you guys have till the end of February, which will give you guys about a month. And we'll also give you guys about a month to play SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake, which is coming out on all platforms on January 31st. So, about a month for both of those. And if we don't get to 300 subscribers by February 28th, then I just won't make the video anytime soon. So, please subscribe to the channel if you would like to see me review every single SpongeBob video game. But until then, I will see you later. Bye!